Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about AITX revenue projections. Some people have been asking me, what do you think is the revenue is going to be for the year 2024? What do you predict for 2024, 2025? And I'm like, you know what? I have no idea because if you look at the AITX, they drop a lot of PRs. And in those PRs, they always reveal, hey, we added another Fortune 100 client with Rio orders, 6 Rio units from recently signed dealer. They always tell us how many units. They never tell us how much money they're going to make off of that. They never give us that projection, that number. Because if you look at this PR here, okay, 6 Rio units, cool. How much are you going to make off of this? Because if they provided that number, I could go through every single PR this year and just do the math for each and every one of these, which would be time consuming, but I would do it because it's worth it to know ahead of time what the potential revenue numbers are going to be for, for the full year and for the coming quarter potentially as well. But unfortunately, they don't reveal that to us, and maybe that's on purpose because they want to surprise us with a big astronomical number that sends the share price absolutely skyrocketing. So maybe that's why they never tell us like, hey, we're projected to make this much from these 6 Real units, even if it's just a couple grand. I mean, again, I would be more than happy to go through and do all the math. But maybe they don't want the competition to know. I don't know why they never tell us the numbers, but that's just a thing that they don't really do. Give us the numbers. So the next best thing is if I want to project what kind of revenue we might see for the coming year, for this year, I should say. If we go to 2022 Q2, what do you notice? Q2 2022, total revenue 267.48K. Next quarter, a nice little jump, 402.40K for Q3 2022. And then we actually come down back to the 200,000 range, 276.92K for Q4 2022. So pretty much the full year 2022 was kind of we switched to the annual and you look at 2022, eh. It kind of went flat. From 2021 to 2022, we kind of just went flat. There was really no growth. We actually went down from 1.45 million to 1.33. There was a nice jump from 2020 to 2021 for sure. They definitely benefited from COVID. That much is obvious, unlike AMC. So that's interesting to note, right? That 2020 to 2021 they benefited because they increased their revenues to 1.45 million from 360.89K. But again, 2021 to 2022 revenues kind of and then we jumped up in 2023 2.23 million. And we go to the quarterly again. Let's just take a look real quick at 2023. Q1 2023, 385.2K. Next quarter, 386, so kind of going flat. Next quarter after that, Q3 2023, almost 600K in revenue, which is already already much more than all the other previous quarters. In fact, that 600K right here in Q3 2023, that's already more than what they made in 2020 and 2019. So you can see that COVID definitely they surged since then. Now, if we continue here, Q4 2023, 859K. So since the start of 2023, we've started climbing. Gradually, we've been climbing now. Whereas back then, we were kind of just going sideways. And if I had to predict, based on the fact that they released a recent PR, let me pull up that PR. I don't know why I keep removing the Yahoo Finance PR section, but if we go to the most recent PR, where is that PR? There we go. RAD accelerates expansion with 20% growth of channel partners over 6 months. So basically, this year, so far they've expanded their growth of channel partners by 20%. And then on top of that, we know that recurring monthly revenue increased by 385% year over year. And we know that we have Rad R coming this year as well. On top of that, we have all these other partnerships with Nightingale and so on and so forth. I can go on and on. I've talked about those already, but I would predict I think we're gonna get a very big number, like astronomical. Okay, I'm exaggerating. I'm not gonna exaggerate. Okay, I'm not gonna say astronomical, but I think we're gonna get huge, huge numbers going into August. When they reveal that big number, it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna surprise a lot of people. If I had to made it, but this prediction isn't for August. I'm making the prediction for the full year. So if we look at the full year 2023, it was 2.23 million, which is about a 1 million increase from 2022. But if they're growing more and more every year. So I would say, I don't want to say four. I want to say conservative, 4 million, 4 million minimum, which is about 1 million away every quarter. Yeah, that's 1 million every quarter. So I think 4 million, very conservative, $4 million is what we see for full year 2024. I think that's what we're going to see in the future. 2024, we're going to see 4 million here. That is what I predict, because again, they've released so many PRs telling us, hey, we've grown a lot by 20%, 343% in terms of recurring monthly revenue. So if all of these numbers are true, and we just kind of do the math and make some assumptions, a little bit of speculation, sure, and we look at the financials and the trend here, I'm going to say 4 million minimum for this year. But I wouldn't be surprised if we 3x to 6 million. So 4 to 6 million is what I predict for in terms of total revenue for 2024, which is going to be a pretty, again, it's going to be like almost a 2x, 2 to 4x, if well, 4x if it's going to go to 6 million. I think this thing is starting to pick up. We can see that trend since 2023. It's starting to really pick up now. And with all the growth that's happening, all the PRs that have been going on, all the sectors that they're in, and if you've been watching all my videos, then you know what's coming, which is why I'm excited, which is why I keep adding. I'm not along yet. I do want to be along, but I'm going to wait till the uplist and that it proves to me that it's going to hold a support. That's just me personally. If you really believe in this, go ahead and keep buying at this point. Just keep buying. I mean, when it goes up, you can take profits on a swing trade position if you want. That would be smart. If anything, you want to what you want to do is you want to take out when this thing runs to a penny plus, take out your initial investment and then ride free shares to Nasdaq, and for the rest of your life, you're just riding free shares, and then that money that you took out that you got back after that huge run that we're gonna get, at least that's what I'm predicting, you can just put that somewhere else at that point, right? Because now you're just writing free shares. I think that would be the smart thing to do, because then you don't have to even worry. Like if you lose, you only lost money that you were writing free shares anyways, so it doesn't even matter. I think that would be smart. I think I might do that. Might as well, right? I think I might do that. I might buy a position. I might add another 5 grand in that position. When it goes up, I'll just take out the initial 5 grand and ride free shares, because I'm okay with losing that at that point, right? Because it's just free shares, free ride at that point. That's what I'm thinking. That's what's going through my head right now as I'm thinking of the numbers. This is gonna be. It should be 4 to 6 million. I would be shocked if it was like 8 million to 10 million. That would be a massive increase from 2023 to 2024. But again, we're waiting for the next Q to be released. So I think that's going to be very important, because the next Q, when they release that next Q, that next 10Q, when they release that, it's going to be very interesting to see what that number is, how much they made in terms of total revenue for that quarter, because that's going to predict if it's over a million, because we're pretty close to a million here. If that's over a million, then we could easily see, like I said, 6 million plus for the year. So that's something to keep an eye on. I don't know when they're going to release the next 10Q. If anyone knows, let me know, because I am curious. 10Q Aitx release date 2024. I'm still waiting for that 10Q. Has there been a 10Q already? Maybe I'm crazy. I know they released a full year, but is there a 10Q? Let me see. I don't think there's been a 10. Oops. I don't think there's been a 10Q. Maybe I'm. Let's see. Any 10Q? The most recent 10Q was. No, that's not it. Because that's for what? 2023, I assume? Yeah, I'm assuming this is for 2023. Let me click the numbers here. Current I don't care about assets. Revenues. Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, yeah. This next Q that comes out, definitely keep an eye on the revenue number because that could give us. That's going to give us a big clue as to what we can. That like we might see 6 million plus in total revenue for the year. So I'm excited. Does anyone let me know in the comments when the next Q is coming out because I'm very interested now that I've done the math. Again, a lot of this is speculation because we don't have the numbers on the robots. They never give those out, so which makes sense. I guess they don't want the competition to know, whatever the case may be. But we can take advantage of this and project some big numbers because people love big numbers. They love big headlines with big numbers, and we're already positioned for it. And I'm very bullish, maybe too bullish. Sometimes I question myself: Am I crazy? I've never been this bullish. Maybe I should be bearish. Maybe I need to start shorting. Okay, guys, that's it for the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this non-chart look at AITX, even though I just showed you a chart at the end of the video. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.